You guys ready to see Hanson?
See those hands above your head. Come on. Yeah. So won't you watch me bleed rock and roll, razor blade? So won't you watch me bleed rock and roll, razor blade? Sing razor blade. Rock and roll, razor.
First left. 2-1. Did you get that? Did you get that? Tell me you got that. Oh. You know how much money Fox pays for that kind of thing?
Dude, that was the most, it was like the chip disappearing act. It was opening up parts like the Red Sea. When the chips just go.
Where did those chips go? Oh, there goes Papa! God, jeez, Taylor.
He got it.
Jeez, man.
Really, the reason why we decided to go on the road and play acoustically was I remember the first conversation about it was actually a band meeting. We're just talking about, you know, when the record's coming out, how we want to roll things out, how we want to roll out the new music, and basically we just all looked at ourselves and went, you know, what'd be really cool is to just go out, stripped down, just acoustic guitars, you know, acoustic piano, just like
I remember
bare bones.
It's kind of an inspired moment when we all went, this is really the way we want to introduce this music. This is the way we want to come out and see the fans again and show them what we've been doing with making this album, and show them the songwriting and show them the core of who the band is, sort of back to the basics.
When you're trying to pick venues to film in, you know, there's all kinds of different places you can go. You can go to large theaters. You could go into a little club, because this kind of performance could have. We've played in all kinds of different venues. We've played in all kinds of intimate venues. Yeah. But we'd actually shot one time in this particular House of Blues in Chicago, and it has just these incredible balconies. It's kind of designed like an old opera house. It has it's all gilded on the sides, and it also has, they've painted it where you hit it with black light and it all glows in this really cool way. It's designed perfectly for shooting,
and it's just the right size.
Just intimate enough, but just enough space, just enough people to really get, you know, the energy of the show.
Well, what was exciting about doing the acoustic shows was just that we got to showcase the music not only in this intimate form, we're keeping the venues smaller because we wanted to keep the audience as close to us as possible. Make sure that the music spoke loud and clear. We also wanted to make sure that we did things a little bit differently. Like, for instance, the version of Underneath that we do on the tour is not necessarily like the album.
You play harmonica.
Yeah.
The way we do songs is different because it's acoustically, and that gives the fan base a different way to see the music, and it gives people a chance to, you know, love the acoustic version of a song in a way that they, you know, and then love the electric version of a song in another way. And it showcases the music and the songwriting, and I don't know what it is about this album, but it felt right to do it this way.
This is from the Illinois Street team and everybody in general. Well, thanking Hanson for the tour, for making their last stop, because they're so great.
It's amazing to see somebody who says, I've been to, you know, 10 shows, or I've, you know, seen you on the first album, the last album, and now coming to see you now. And seeing the fans change and evolve is one of the coolest things about playing music over a long period of time. Yeah. Our fan, you know, the fan that was my age when our first record came out, and I'm, you know, 14 years old, you know, is now
it's still your age.
Is now in a completely different place in their life, and taking your peer base and having that, you know, those core fans, the ones that that relate to you in that way, are always going to be the ones that are the most energized by what it is you're doing, and it's just really been amazing. When we played these shows, it was one of the first times in a couple of years since the last album that we'd come out to the fan base, and to see how they've gone forward with you. I mean, that's just a really exciting thing. our audiences are always enthusiastic. I mean, we've been sort of
in an acoustic show. They're one of the craziest, most energetic.
Into the music, just like over the top.
You know, I mean, I go to other people's show and I go, what's wrong with their fans? And then I guess I've just had a realization that our fans are so into the music and so energetic that it makes it so much more fun for us as musicians on stage to play.
Sometimes it is actually overwhelming. Well, because, for instance, at this particular show, when we went out there to start it, this was kind of the climax of a lot of great acoustic shows. And when we got onto the stage, I realized that the room was actually shaking because the audience was moving up and down and bouncing. And I noticed that the guys with the jib and the operators of the cameras were actually kind of freaked out because you could actually see the floor was bouncing. So sometimes it's not so good.
Yeah. So if you see shaking, the camera shaking, that's actually, it's not an effect. And that wasn't.
No, you're not supposed to give that away, dude. What are you
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't an earthquake. It was Hanson's audience.
Yeah, exactly. They were just that into it.
We were doing a lot of stuff right up to the last second with the show.
Which, by the way, don't do that.
If you're ever going to go on stage,
it's not recommended.
We were filming international, EPKs and IDs for our record label affiliates in different parts of the world.
And we were, practicing "Sympathy for the Devil" because we thought we might play that song.
And so everyone's mind was kind of in a different place. And then it was time to go on. And so we said, okay, great. We got to stop.
Got their jackets, got their stuff.
And we ran down all the way down to the side of the stage, and the curtains, the lights went down. The announcement came, curtains opened. We were about to run on, and then we all looked at each other and realized we didn't have our monitors, our ear monitors.
Okay, and pause. We need your monitors. We walked out without them.
Watch out without the ears. You want to start over or what?
So we didn't go on stage. It was anticlimactic.
It was sort of like here's Hanson. In just a moment.
Exactly.
Close the curtain.
Hey, Yogi.
Yogi.
Are the air monitors upstairs or here? No, everything's fine.
Where are the ear monitors?
Oh, shit.
Are they upstairs?
He took them upstairs.
Okay.
I'll get them.
Follow me.
I'll get them. Where are they? In the
Come with me. Come on.
Hey, no, who's
I'll get them.
Hey, Zach.
I ran upstairs and got the air monitors and we threw them on.
It was only slightly comedic. I think there were a few expletives that were thrown in there.
It was a big joke between us and the crew, just that whole thing going down backstage, not having your ear monitors.
Yeah.
People weren't sure where they were, and the lights are all down.
The other thing about that
Audience
is
chanting Hanson, and we're going, oh no ear monitors.
Like Final Tap.
Dude.
Well, that's what happens when you do an interview 10 minutes before the show.
we're put on the spot by the rest of our crew because we choose to put our set list together at the last minute anyway. Set list is the last minute, ear monitors are the last minute, all those things are always happening right on top of each other. So I guess that moment we didn't have it quite pulled all together.
Exactly.
It's hilarious.
No, you almost walked on, dude.
No, but I felt hesitant. I was like, something doesn't feel right. I kept being like, no, okay, and we ready? Yeah. What's up with this?
What key is it?
Okay.
Yeah, any other integral parts? Like, are all our instruments on stage?
Exactly.
No one's got laryngitis.
A moment for me always on the road is the enjoyment of getting to play other people's tunes and exposing your audience to music that maybe they're not familiar with, and kind of giving them, musical history of things that inspire you in a sense. And I remember really well seeing a performance by Bill Withers on this show that was on the BBC in the UK called The Old Grey Whistle Test, and he performed one of his more well-known tunes, Ain't No Sunshine, and I remember just being really inspired by his performance, and watching that performance.
Such a great performance.
Yeah.
With the drummer in the back with the gold teeth and the afro.
He was hot, dude. It was like, that was really cool.
It's going to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, but this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away.
I think one of the highlights for me was playing in my solo section. I played a song called The Walk, which is not on any album. It's just a song that's been written since Underneath was finished. And I love playing that song because it's new music for people. It's a song that really means a lot to me. And then sitting out there by myself, just me and a piano, it's kind of freaky sometimes because everybody's watching you. But at the same time, I really enjoy it because they get to listen to every little word and every chord and every detail of the music in a different way than even when the three of us are playing together.
Wow, look at him now on his feet, high up in the sky, and every moment extends endlessly. It feels as though time is in motion.
A great moment in this show was the very end, walking out to the edge and beginning to get the audience singing along them this time around. The audiences throughout the tour and throughout Hanson history have always been great in getting involved and singing back. We never have any trouble getting them to react. But this particular show, I just noticed an enthusiasm that was coming from the audience that, for me, it was just a great moment. I mean, when you basically are orchestrating this group of people,
Like a choir.
It is. It's like a huge choir, and it's bringing it to such a musical experience when you actually pull the audience in and they're singing and they're actually doing a round with each other, and then you let go and you say, okay, you guys do it on your own.
Just you guys.
For me, that was an amazing moment in the show. It was a really, really fun way for us to kind of finish off the tour and leave with that impression of that much enthusiasm, that kind of energy, and I won't forget that one.
You guys rock. Good night.
Oh man, the show was off the hook. We love it. Yeah, we love the show. It was awesome. They did 20 songs. We had fun. We sweated. Oh man, it was awesome. We love the show. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where you at next, Hanson? We're coming there too. Yeah.